Hey.
On the road, go for the W. Let's see, Franz Wagner surveys the landscape. Looking for help, shot clock down to 5. He's gonna go for the win, shot is up, and he got it! Franz Wagner, you are fantastic, Franz!
Alright y'all, so a lot of fans, specifically Magic fans, thought that their season was about to hit a very rocky road once it was announced that Paolo Banchero would be missing quite some time with his quad injury. Which was disappointing because the Magic had gotten out to such a great start and they're looking like they were ready to take that next step as a team and emerge as a true contender in the East. They even started the post-Banchero stretch on a 4-game losing streak, and it wasn't until Franz Wagner finally stepped up and leveled up his game that they started to win games again, and the Magic season has completely turned around due to the play from Franz Wagner. Plus, it's also just been a huge sigh of relief for the Franz believers. If you look back to just 2 off seasons ago, Franz did terrific for the German national team in the World Cup tournament that was held. He and Dennis Schroeder helped lead the team to a gold medal, and a lot of NBA fans believed that Franz would carry that momentum into the 2023-2024 season. Unfortunately though, as we all know, it was kind of a step back season. He lost his 3-point shot as he was under 30% the whole year. He flamed out in the playoffs on the national stage, and that certainly did not help his stock at all. But I am proud to admit that even through those low lows, I held my stock on Franz Island. I understood it was a matter of when and not if for the young rising star, and he's been proving that in this recent stretch as he is taking over this Magic team. They are now on an 8-1 run since that 4-game losing streak. A lot of it is due to the tremendous leveling up of Franz Wagner. So far this season, he's averaging career highs in points per game, assists per game, rebounds per game, and steals per game. In fact, if you filter all NBA players this season by people who are averaging 23.55 plus 1.5 steals per game, you are left with 5 players. You have Nikola Jokic, multiple-time MVP guy, Luka Doncic, perennial MVP candidate, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, perennial MVP candidate, and then you have De'Aaron Fox and Franz Wagner. Certainly some great company to be around. Now what's crazy to me is that the Magic were actually starting to finally get some national attention centered around Paolo Banchero, especially after his big 50-point performance earlier this season. But since then, it has pretty much been crickets outside of the Franz Wagner game winner in Los Angeles. So I'm just trying to do my best here to spread the gospel of how great this Orlando Magic team has been, fighting against the odds of losing their franchise player for some time. And again, like I said at the top of the video, Franz Wagner is a huge reason why the Magic have been able to go on this run. He continues to be one of the best drivers of the basketball in the entire league. He has great patience, he has great shot making ability once he gets into the paint. He's always going at his own speed, he's in control of the ball, he loves his little Euro step type of finishes. I've been impressed by his ability to get to the floater now. I feel like that's a shot that he didn't really have earlier in his career. So to see him repping it out so much at this point is a great sign for his future. I also just love the physicality that he brings on his drives. He's not afraid to go straight into the defenders. He's great at getting to the foul line. Overall, his rim pressure has been a huge part of the offense for the Magic during this stretch. Also, like I mentioned earlier, his jump shot is starting to come back to him after a very poor shooting season last year. He's back to where he was early in his career, around 35%, which I understand isn't the greatest shooting percentage from 3-point line, but considering the degree of difficulty on most of his 3-point shot attempts, I'm perfectly okay with where he is at. Again, had the big game winner against the Lakers, which I think by itself is a great example of just him as a 3-point shooter in general. But easily what has stood out the most during this stretch of play from Wagner is his upgrade as a playmaker. Because in the past so far during his career, he's been a great slasher, he's been an okay shooter, but for the most part, that's just really been it. You know, he's a great two-way guy who could get to the rim and get you points, but was never really able to set up his teammates until now. Because of the fact that there is no Paolo Banchero for the Magic right now, Wagner is touching the ball pretty much every single possession. He's getting a heavy diet of pick and rolls with his brother and Goga Bitadze. and he's really making the most of it. He's getting plenty of drive and kick opportunities. He's hitting the roll man with some really nice passes. He's even had a couple of really nice skip passes that have caught my attention. Even if they don't all end up as assists, these are great passes that are showing tremendous improvement from Franz in this aspect of his game. He's also bringing that same patience he has on his drives to the rim to his playmaking. He's great at taking his time to actually set up his teammates with better looks. Overall, he just looks a lot more comfortable running the offense with the ball in his hands. And even despite the huge workload he has on the offensive side of the ball, his defense has stayed at that same high level. Obviously, he's no all-defensive type guy like some of his teammates, like a Jalen Suggs or Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, but he does his part. Again, he's over 1.5 steals per game. He loves getting deflections, passing lanes, stripping the ball from his opponents. All of those great things that make him a plus defender. Overall, it's been really fun to see him improve and take this leap and level up without Paolo Banchero by his side. It's going to be even more fun to see how great this duo can be once they are both back and on the court together. As for other Magic players who have leveled their games up this season, Jalen Suggs continues to be incredible. I think a lot of people had him pegged as kind of just like a Marcus Smart, type of role player where he's going to play tremendous defense, move the ball, and take open shots, but even he has improved his offensive game a little bit. He's now showing the ability to put the ball on the floor and create his own shots, which is a huge addition to this offense that tends to struggle at times. And he's doing a whole lot of things that just, again, add a whole nother dimension to this Magic team. Anthony Black also continues to be a revelation as he takes a big year 2 leap. He didn't do anything crazy in this game against the Lakers, but again, just continues to show really solid abilities to drive and kick, get to the rim and score in general, and play some really strong defense. And then one last thing I wanted to make note of, and it's another reason why this Magic team is able to survive throughout so many injuries, but they have easily one of the best center rotations in the entire NBA, and it remains super underrated. Mo Wagner and Goga Bitadze just fill in Wendell Carter's shoes when he's out with injury so effortlessly. Specifically Mo Wagner, I can't put into words how underrated of a player he is and has become. Just like his brother Franz, he is also having a career season. In fact, he's actually 4th on this Magic team in points per game right now, which is absolutely insane when you really think about it. But you watch the games and it passes the eye test too. Like, he is getting buckets, getting tough buckets, great as a roll man, a great energy hustle guy that can play defense, has an insane pump fake that was even getting Anthony Davis to leave his feet, which, that's one of the best defenders in the league, and just overall is such a great addition to this Magic core. And same goes to Goga Bitadze, although I don't think he is as good as Mo Wagner. Always does a really solid job filling in as a starting big man for Wendell Carter Jr. He just gives you great rim protection. He's a great rebounder. He doesn't do too much on offense, but can set screens, moves the ball, and again, is just a tremendous role player that is a huge luxury for the Magic to have as a 3rd string big man on this team. With all that being said, the Orlando Magic currently sit at 3rd in the Eastern Conference as I'm recording this. We're about 20% through this NBA season. Even though this Eastern Conference has been very weak outside of the Cavs and Celtics, I think it still says a lot that this Magic team that has lost their star player for already so many games this season has stayed resilient and still have the 3rd best record in the conference. I personally don't really see a scenario where they give that spot up either. Maybe the Knicks make a run. I know the Bucks have been playing good basketball recently, but just based off of how things have been going so far this season, I expect the Magic to hold home court advantage for the first round of the playoffs, which would be a huge step in the right direction for this franchise. And this is a young team that I can confidently say have 2 guys who most likely will reach an All-NBA team in their future, and not many teams are able to say that right now. So Magic fans, keep enjoying the good basketball. This is one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference, and the best part for you guys is that they still have a very bright future ahead of them. Anyways, that's all I got for this one. As always, if you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of those good things, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.